Mm. Should have probably. Let's go. Let's go. Oh man. Right. Let's get right. Let's get comfy, cozy, and lock in on this. See what they talking about. Hey, Noti gang on deck. What's good, True? What up? What up? Hopefully we can get right in what we finna go over today, similar to the video, trying to like make sure that folks are able to lower their shot contest. And I think if we could break this down via live stream and hopefully like get folks to explain what they're experiencing out there too, that'd be super dope. Make sure that's that. What up, Derek? What's going on, Derek? What's goody? What's goody, yeah? Derek, the first one out. Let's get right and see what they talking about, Ming. Yes, we out here, Kenyon Lee. You already know the vibes. We out here slow motion, trying to get right. Let me sit up a little bit because I'm like way too far back. All right, that looks way better. Oh man, we're back. So one of the first things that I wanted to do was go over this tweet from Mike Wang. Well, not a tweet, it was a post. And I want to wait till we get some more folks in here so we could pull this up. I got the tweet or the post here. And I know people have talked about this before. I really thought your hair was gonna, yeah. So yeah, we spoke about this before, and we want to make sure that one, you understand that you're putting the right jump shot on, and if it works for whatever jump shot works for you, even if it's one that NBA 2K Toots mentioned is like leaning, because it's not to say that you can't have a leaning jump shot. You feel what I'm saying? It's not that you can't have a leaning jump shot. It's just if you're using a jump shot that leans you, then you're gonna have to make the adjustments on the court. So this is what you gotta kind of think about. Like if you're gonna make the adjustments on the court, then you could use a jump shot that's leaning you. If you're not gonna make the adjustments on the court, then you shouldn't consider, taking a jump shot that's going to have you leaning. And some jump shots go straight up, some jump shots lean you to the side. And this is what this first image is about and what Mike Wang had to say about this. And that's what I want to kind of break down, because he was making the comparison from NBA 2K2's video. He noticed NBA 2K2 dropped it first, saying that for leaning jump shots, you're gonna get more of a contest. What up, Eknock? What's good, man? What up, HD? So you're gonna get more of a contest. So these are some of the things that you want to take into consideration. If you're gonna get more of a contest, then you want to make sure the defender is on the right side. Not necessarily on the right or left side, but on the opposite side of your shooting ball hand. So that's some of the things that you want to make note of, which is what we're gonna get into right now. Let me sit up a little bit. Let me see if I can sit up. Get folks right. All right. All right. Let's talk about it. I think this is better. Hey. And on this first one, hey, appreciate the follow at Enoch. Appreciate it. It says, look at the comparison of where Butler's hand is at the moment the shot leaves the shooter's hand. And the reason why this is because when the shot, and there's two key points that we got to look at. We got to factor in. What up, Billy Joe? There's two key factors that you want to factor in, like on your jump shot, whether it leans or not, is on the jump up, on the initial jump from when you start your shot, and then where you release the ball. So for instance, a leaning shot, you're going to release on the image on the left side, you're going to see that he's releasing closer to the defender, which allows the defender to make a better contest. Toots had me changing from Rose to Curry base, and it's been fire. Yeah, I'm using Curry base now, but I haven't been able to make good use of it. Like I need to make better use of the Curry base. I need to get used to it. That's something that I'm having trouble with. So that he was saying that's where the difference is, and there are two main points where a jump shot contest is evaluated, and it says the moment the shooter leaves his feet and the moment the ball leaves his hand. And these are some of the things that we got to consider when choosing the right jump shot, is because as you guys see on the left image, there's pretty much like a strong contest, and on the right image there's not nearly as much of a contest. And being that he didn't lean into, what up New York, what up Starfish, being that he didn't lead the shooter didn't lean into the defender, because the left image has a jump shot with a lean on it. What up Zidan Dada? Being that that jump shot has a lean on it, it allowed the defender to make a greater contest. The right image, he's not with nearly as much of a lean, so you see the defender's hand is a little bit lower, so there isn't much of a contest there. So this is one of the things that we got to consider, like when we're choosing our jump shot. That's definitely one. And if you're a right-handed shooter, yeah, I don't know if you guys let me know if you shoot with your left hand or your right hand, but if you're a right-handed shooter, then it's probably in your best interest to make sure the defender's on the left side when you're taking your shot, unless you create enough space. But it's just going to be a lot easier for a defender to make a contest on you. It's going to increase your contest if you're shooting with your right hand and the defender is trailing from the right side. So those are huge, because you want your body to, which we're gonna go over too, because we got quite a few posts to review, but we're gonna go over that because you want your body to like impede the impact of the contest. So in other words, a defender, if it was IRL and you're shooting with your right hand, you have your body between you and the defender, which limits the impact of a contest. But if you're shooting with your right hand and the defender's on your right side, then they have more of a chance to get that contest. And it's a lot easier, at least the way 2K analyzes it, the way 2K works it in their coding, is that it's going to be a lot easier for the defender to make a contest. I've been using Derrick Rose base recently. In my opinion, it's very good. The Derrick Rose base is good. It has a really high middle make percentage. Definitely a good base to consider using. Chemist, appreciate the follow. Thank you, man. That's super dope. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Let's get right. Another live stream for the books. I'm gonna pull up the second post so we can review these a little later as we start creating dialogue. Let me see if I got this here. Interesting, yeah. And this is what the guy was asking him. He said, interesting, does the defender's angle between the shooter and rim affect the jump shot the same from both sides of a shooter? Or does a defender being on the ball dominant side affect the shooter differently than a contest coming from the off-hand side? What up, Cat? Do you think left hand miss or shoot? Well, it's not a matter. So this is what we're saying. Like your left hand or right hand, you know what it is that some folks, what I read, some folks favor a particular side of the court, right? So, for instance, a right-handed shooter should probably more than likely favor the right side of the court and lean the defender to his left side, because he's shooting with his right hand and the body will impede the impact of a shot contest. So you're more than likely to lower that shot contest, in turn making your make percentage go up higher, because the impact of a contest is not as strong. But it depends on what side of the court you favor. So, look at your tapes, try to go through some film review and see, hey, do I favor the right side of the court? Do I favor, what up, Callie? What up, Marcus Mayberry? What's good, D. Grayson? So it's really a matter of what side of the court that you favor. Personally, I work on both sides of the court, so there's not one that I favor. So I don't think a left-handed shooter shoots better than a right-handed shooter, but it's more so, are they making good use of the side of the court that's most beneficial to them when taking that shot? And even if you favor the right hand of the court, as long as, like, if you're a lefty, and let's say you would be more inclined to go toward the left side of the court if you're a lefty shooting with your left hand. But if you go to the right side of the court, as long as the defender is on your right side, you could still take that shot and minimize the level of contest that's there. So I don't think one hand shoots better than the other. I don't even think it's relevant whether, like, which hand you use. I know some people, there may be a placebo effect where some folks feel like I shoot better with my left hand than my right hand. But Mr. Charles, thank you. Thank you for watching, man. But this is what we're talking about. Mike Wang says the system does not explicitly differentiate, but the ball hand side contests. This is what he's saying. If you're shooting with your right hand and then defending from the right side, that's the ball hand side contest, will naturally be more impactful because the shooter's body won't impede the defender's progress like it would if he was coming from the offhand side. The offhand side, he's shooting with his right hand, he's coming from the opposite side. The body impedes the impact of a contest. What up, Q Strange? What's going on, y'all? Hopefully everybody's good out there. Good vibes, man. We just out here kicking it about some of these contests and how to lower your contests, some like tools to help you lower your contests, in turn increasing your make percentage out there. Some stuff that I even have to work on myself. It was enlightening for me, so I said, hey, let's start up a live stream, see if we could talk about it, see if some folks are having trouble shooting out there. I've been using base 98 for a minute, and base 98 was always good to me, but recently it's been kind of quirky. So I'm going to give it another shot and lower the shot speed, although I don't want to because I want a faster shot. I may even put on set shot 25 again. James Harden, left-handed, and he shoots mostly right side of the court, and Steph Curry, right-handed, and mainly can shoot everywhere. Yeah, you're talking about NBA players. Yeah. Yeah, talking about NBA players. We're talking about the coding within 2K. That's what we're trying to break down here. The coding within 2K is something different. I definitely agree with you though. Yeah. The coding within 2K is saying, because everything is done by coding by these devs, so they got to put these numbers in. It's like, so they factored in their coding. They factored in, hey, if he's on the right side, then if he's right-handed and the defender's on the left side, then that should be less of an impact. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a set shot 25. Yeah, I used to love set shot 25. I made a few videos on it as well. So these are some of the things that we got to consider to AK, even though they're base 98. Yeah, 98 was a beautiful shot for me, man, for a minute. And then all of a sudden it was like, although I'm switching players, it ain't like I'm using my main player. And I got an 83 ball, but the shot should still hit with an 83 ball. Maybe it's not as good with an 83 ball. I might need a different shot with an 83 ball. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna try to go to set shot 25. I think that's when you got a taller player, I think that's more ideal. So just on shooter's hand. Well, it's just a matter of making sure just stay on the shooter's hand. Yeah. Stay on the shooter hand side. Yeah. Even on defense, if you guys are considering on the defensive end, you notice a player is right-handed, it's probably better to stay on that exactly like Cap said, stay on the side of the shooter hand. So you maximize your potential to get a contest on there if you're on the defensive end. Harrison Barnes been good to me. There are jump shots that are amazing out there. You can't front. There are some jump shots that are wildly amazing. I'm gonna put this down so you guys can see what's going on in the background. There are some jump shots that are just amazing, even though they don't have the numbers. Like 98 don't necessarily have the numbers. You know what I'm saying? There are some like bases out there that are way better as far as numbers are concerned. Like Curry. Curry is way better than 98 as far as numbers are concerned. But some folks are so good at hitting that middle, hitting the middle of the green window, and just the timing matches for them that they consistently green with 98. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I've been preaching set shot 25 for a long time now. If you got a low three ball, especially set shot 25. And I think that 80 threshold for me is very different. When I first brought the player out, I was hitting consistently. It's like as I got more badges, it was started acting weird. So and I can't have a slower shot. You need a fast shot out there, especially in these highly competitive game modes. You need a fast shot. So that's where I'm at with it. Let's see if we could get to this one here. I think that's this one here. Oh, what about these jump contests? Yeah, because I don't know if you guys noticed it. What up, DJ Queso? I don't know if you guys noticed this, but they're calling way more fouls on jump contests. So if you jump to make a contest, they give. I got one yesterday. You know, they're giving out like a lot more fouls, and it wasn't like that. You know, it used to not be like that before. And now we're getting way more contests on the jump shots. We're getting way more fouls on the jump shots, which push people at the line for easy 3 points. And it's like, what I don't know what's going on there, but Mike Wang addressed it, and he said, because the homie here, Irv Gotti, said, would you recommend using a jump contest on the perimeter? I'm finding that a lot of them result in fouls, even if they're a good amount of distance between the shooter and the defender. The frequencies of fouls on 3-point shots almost discourages the use of jump contests currently. So, Mike Wang says if you're on top of the shooter, or at least pretty close when he starts the shot, this is important. Right stick, hands up is usually good enough to force a miss. If you're about 5 or 6 feet away, usually jumping to contest is a good idea if it's a decent shooter. But it's a gamble. If you're really far away, and he's basically saying if you're sprinting out there and you're trying to catch up to the shooter and you're sprinting and then you jump, that's gonna more than likely result in a foul. So that's interesting stuff, man, because that's interesting for both defenders and also interesting for the shooter to know. Because if you see the defender way far away, you're more inclined to take that shot knowing that it could result in a foul. It's likely to result in a foul. So definitely some key things to note, man. Some interesting stuff to note. I find it interesting myself. I'm out there trying to get my shot together with this 83 ball on my new player. And these things are definitely gonna help. If I could lower those jump shot contests, that's definitely gonna help. What's good shooting badges for greening the 3 ball? Let me see if we could pull up. Let me see if we could pull up. Because I got a bunch of videos on shooting badges that you may want to consider, but I'll see if we could pull it up. I've been playing Sekiro. I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying to get on it today. It's an old game, but it was on sale, so I said, let me get it. I was thinking about getting Sifu, but then I said, nah, because a lot of people say it's like Sifu, but better. So I said, let me check what that is about. Sleepy Tabby. Can't find people to play with on Europe server. Just hoped on Series Xbox. Can't find people to play on Europe server. Yeah, it's not as populated. It's gonna take a little while. All right, I'm gonna try to get those badges up so you guys can see. Could pull up the shooting badges. I'll try to pull up one of my shooters. What up, P? What's going on? Have you noticed being worse the last couple of days? I was killing them. Can't even dribble 2K. Weird. Maybe it's just me. Try resetting your controller, Joe. There's I've had this experience myself. There's a little button, stick a toothpick in the little button in the back of your controller. I don't know if you have PlayStation, but sometimes that works for me. I stick a little toothpick in there, reset my controller, and then things seem to work out better. All right. Let me put this. Let me lean back. Lean back. Full speed on 25. That's a nice setup. Appreciate you, Q Strange. All right, let me see if I could pull up these badges. What player should I pull up? Maybe my playmaking shot creator. I got my two-way three-point playmaker, but hold on a second. Where's my playmaker? Did I pass it? That's my slashing playmaking shot creator. Here we go. I think that's the one. I have two playmaking shot creators. I guess I might have deleted the other one. Okay. So this is my shooter. Yeah, I'm down to get in Pro-Am. Definitely down. Yeah, I've been playing Ratchet and Clank too. I got on Ratchet and Clank too. Yes, sir. All right, so let's see if we can pull up these badges. I might want to pull this up so I can see it. Hold on a second. Let me create an output projector. Let me create an output projector. Output projector. There we go. Just so I can see what I'm working with. There we go. All right, so we'll back out of this. We'll go into badges. I still got a badge point I could apply on him. We'll do that later. So this is the shooting badge setup that I got on my 99 3-ball build. And it may vary, you know, this stuff may vary depending on like what build you have out there. But this is a 99 3-ball. Appreciate the follow, J30. Depending on what build you have out there, this shooting badge setup is gonna vary. Because some builds with a lower 3-ball, yeah, I appreciate the follow. What's the jumper you had on in the last video? Usually it's been 98. Usually it's 98 that I'm using. The majority of the jump shots in the videos were 98. Some, like if you go towards the end of the video, is like maybe set shot 25. But this year I've been vacillating between jump shot 3, 25, and 98. So set shot 25 and 98. So blinders, Hall of Fame is not the same as gold. You might want to consider going higher on blinders. Stop and pop is an absolutely awesome badge that you guys want to consider as well. It depends on what position you're playing. So like if you're a point guard, stop and pop, goated, you want to have that on. You don't maybe need to go to Hall of Fame, but you know, silver and gold is a good place for stop and pop. Circus threes is a great badge if you're, you know, if you're one of those players that are good at taking leaners. And I would like, if I would remove circus threes, then I would put on stop and pop and things like that. But I was working these badges for like the Deadeye with the mismatch. The combination with Deadeye and mismatch is goated. High Zone Hunter is for elite players. It's going to open up your green window. You might want to consider High Zone Hunter. The professional players like High Zone Hunter. I got this from Bear the Beast. Bear the Beast runs High Zone Hunter on Hall of Fame, so I put it on as high as it can go, and I love the results that I saw. Clutch Shooter and Bronze, a dope badge to have equipped. You know, it's going to help you with your free throws at the end of the game, and it's going to also help you with some clutch shots. If you're in a part game mode, you have to have an 8-point difference, and as long as you got an 8-point difference towards the end of a part game, Clutch Shooter activate, and that'll make you hit some shots. If you're in rec, it's going to be in the last quarter. I think it's like the last 2 minutes of the last quarter. Yeah, just straight. 98, and I think the releases I had were Rudy Gay. At that, and in the video, I think I have Rudy Gay. I just recently switched my release to 102. Catch and shoot. If you're a lower 3-ball shooter, like if you got a lower 3-ball, you may want to consider equipping catch and shoot a little higher. If you're the point guard, you don't even necessarily need catch and shoot. But I've noticed for me, I'm not as an elite shooter. Catch and shoot works better for me. So I like to get this as high as it can go, but on a point guard player with a 99 3-ball like this player here, I keep catch and shoot low because you got the benefit of that 99 3-ball. Again, Mismatch Expert works with the Deadeye badge. So take that into consideration, yeah. Yeah, Lucky 7, a goaded badge if you run park mode. If you're primarily running Pro-Am and primarily running Rec Center, you don't necessarily need the Lucky 7 badge, especially if you got a 99 3-ball. You don't necessarily need Lucky 7. If you got a lower 3-ball and you play park primarily, then put this badge on bronze and you'll love the results that you get from it. The reason why it's primarily made for park game mode is because it's quicker to get down the court in park than it is in rec or pro and with a longer court. So this is why Lucky 7 is golded for park game modes. Not that you can't run it on bronze in rec or pro am, but if you got a super high 3-ball, then it's not really necessary. This player has a 99 3-ball, so keep that in mind, yeah. Again, mismatch expert with Deadeye. If you're one of those Trey Young type of players, along with blinders on Hall of Fame. If you're one of those Trey Young type of players, you like to crab players, mismatch expert, you get between your defender and the defender who's there for the person setting you a screen. Like usually a taller player is going to be there. Mismatch expert with Deadeye is going to do you a good service. Hey, I appreciate you, Bear Robinson. Thank you for being here, man. Dirty Bubba said fades. What up, bro? Marcel, what's good? What do you rating to have be for Hall of Fame difficult shots? So this year, difficult shots, people aren't really taking advantage of difficult shots, yeah. I noticed that there aren't many folks taking advantage of difficult shots, although I can say that we came across a really good player taking full advantage, and it was noticeable, of the difficult shots badge, and he probably had it on Hall of Fame. It's only one player that I came across this year. Not to say that you can't hit these mid-range shots, but he was taking leaners all over the mid-range. It was primarily his game, and you could tell that it was the difficult shots badge. But it's only one player this year that I saw take full advantage of it. Fade ace, you don't need it as high as long as you got a good mid-range. You don't necessarily need it as high unless you create the player to take those fades like that. Depends on the type of player you have. I like what I seen with Limitless Spot Up. I was running it on Hall of Fame that you guys saw in the videos here that the homie was just asking about while I was shooting from really deep. That was with the Limitless Spot Up badge. I love what I saw with the Limitless Spot Up badge when I tried it on Hall of Fame. I was shooting from really deep and felt comfortable shooting from really deep. What I noticed about Limitless Spot Up is that it changes your animation from deep. Where normally 2K, I don't know if you guys have played Ruffles recently, but if you're too far outside of your shooting range, 2K gives you this weird, the audio is echoing? It shouldn't be echoing. My audio shouldn't, is anybody else recognizing my audio echoing? Yeah, I guess that shouldn't be echoing because I shouldn't have double. My PlayStation. Oh, it is echoing. Thank you. Thank you, yeah. I appreciate it. It should be good now. I could explain Chef to you guys. Thank you for letting me know about the echo. So what I was noticing about the Limitless Spot Up is that it was changing my animation, where when I was playing Ruffles, I was noticing I was getting this like long shot animation as if your 2K is telling you you're shooting from too far out. Let me reset this too. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for letting me know about the echo. So when you equip the Limitless Spot Up badge, your whole animation changes as if you're shooting right outside the 3-point line. You're super deep, but your animation is not going to change. So I thought that was super dope about Limitless Spot Up. Rhythm Shooter is a badge that you guys may want to consider as well. 2 dribble move combinations shooting out of that. So if you're taking a crossover, like say you like to crab players, you're crossing over and then Trey Younging back the opposite way, that animation that you get right there is going to trigger your Rhythm Shooter from the 2 dribble move combination. That's going to give you a shot boost, and you'll get the crab animation with limited contest. Hey, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate y'all. Can you use Limitless with a 75 3-ball? Well, when you have a 75 3-ball, you're not going to have Limitless at a high level. So 83 ball. I don't know what. Let's see the requirements, because I'm not sure of the requirements, because I gotta say Limitless on lower levels doesn't seem to give you the same benefits as Limitless on Hall of Fame. So let's see if it tells us the requirements here. Is this shade there? I probably have to create it. Could have sworn it would. I probably have to go into the creator build, and then it'll show like the requirements. 3-ball 90. Let me see if I could go in. There we go. 82 3-ball, 72 3-ball. So for silver is a 72, and then you would need an 82 3-ball for gold. So it depends on your 3-point rating. I think gold will be okay, but it ain't like you're gonna be hitting super lights out. And 93 3-ball for Hall of Fame. So that's some of the things I think I changed. There we go. There we go. Sniper goes without saying. You need sniper. I feel like gold limitless don't hit. That's how I felt as well. Same release timing for limitless. Yeah, so if you got limitless at higher levels, you notice you end up with the same release timing. If you don't have limitless on higher levels, you notice a difference in the animation you have when you try to shoot. At least these are some of the things that I notice. Is Gold Chef good enough or Hall of Fame is needed? Honestly, from my opinion, and although there may be some golded players out there that are able to shoot with limitless on gold, shoot with chef on gold, I am personally not one of those players. I noticed that when I put it to Hall of Fame, that's when I saw a difference. Outside of Hall of Fame, I wasn't able to shoot the same. If it was like on gold, I wasn't able to shoot the same, both for chef and limitless spot up. I'm sure there's some golded players out there that can do it though. I'm sure they are out there and they run it. Yeah, slippery off ball is good. Set shot 6 is nice. How is silver and gold limitless 97.3? If you have a 97.3, I gotta tell you, I tried it at lower levels. I didn't like what I experienced. But at Hall of Fame is when I noticed that huge difference with limitless. That was been my experience. I noticed the huge difference when you started equipping it at higher levels. Let's see what else we got. We got fade ace corner specialist, man. People be sleeping on corner specialists. I don't think it's absolutely necessary, but for lower 3-balls, you might want to consider. What up, Lowski? You definitely want to consider corner specialist for lower 3-balls. And green machine, you don't necessarily need green machine. From my experience, I don't think it's absolutely necessary. It turned out to be better than what I thought it was gonna be, because initially I was praising green machine, then folks were saying you don't need it, and then it turned out to be that you can use it. People feel like silver green machine is a good sweet spot for this badge. So I recommend you find your jump shot, get your hot zones, put on the right badges first, like hot zone. Depending on what type of player you are, if you're a spot up, you get your hot zone, your catch and shoot up. If you're like primarily the ball handler and things like that, you'll get like your mismatch expert because it's super golded. You get your blinders up as high as it can go. But blinders on gold and blinders on Hall of Fame are two totally different things. Give you a really different boost to your shooting. What up, Nico? How can I get a home run after 3 green 3? You just gotta hit the ball, like you just gotta kick the ball in the goal, and if you're able to kick the ball in the goal, then you can get a home run after 3 green 3. Yeah, I was about to say silver green machine, especially on my 77 3-ball. Yeah, corner specialist. So people, we talk about like stacking badges, and if you're trying to stack your shooting badges, you'll go with circus 3s and corner specialists if you want to like take those leaners in the corner. I would recommend corner specialists on gold with circus 3s on gold or Hall of Fame, and you'll get a nice boost. Some of the things that I noticed that have been different though lately, where you used to be able to shoot these leaners from the corners like at a killer level, things have changed. I noticed they're not nearly as effective, at least in my opinion. I haven't noticed them to be as effective as they once were. Blinders better for shots when the trailer's on the side of you. So, explain the title. Well, we were reviewing. Hey, Tokyo Sage, appreciate you becoming a member. Shout out to Tokyo Sage, man. Thank you so much. Tay Curry, explain the title. I just got here. So we were talking about some of these Mike Wang posts and lowering your shot contest, and how some shots lean you. If you guys see in the image here, because NBA 2K toots, made a video on jump shots that actually, you know, you go straight up and then you come straight down. And then there's some shots that actually lean you over to one side, like you see on the left side of that image there. When they lean you over to that one side and the defender is on that side, even though you took the shot at a point where you jump straight up away from the defender, as you came down, when you release the ball, you were already closer to the defender. So this is what Mike Wang was addressing. Mike Wang was addressing the idea that there's two main points where jump shot contests are evaluated. The moment the shooter leaves his feet on the beginning when you jump up, and then the moment the ball leaves the hand. So if your shot is leaning, if your actual jump shot base leans you in a direction, then when your ball leaves the hand, as you guys can see, Jimmy Butler has way more of a contest on the left side of the image than he does on the right side of the image. The right side image has the shooter shooting straight up. The left side image has the shooter leaning to the left toward the defender, which allows Jimmy Butler to make more of a contest. And this is what we're talking about, lowering your contest. If you could minimize the amount of contests, then you have a more of an opportunity to green more shots out there, increasing your make percentage. So in other words, if you have a shot that leans to the left, then maybe first of all, you have a shot that leans to the left, maybe attempt to put on a left-handed jump shot. And not only that, make sure the defender is on the right side so that your body can impede the impact of the shot contest. So I gave the point guard position and went back to my bully ball. I hear that, Philip Maldonado. Is the point guard position is stressful. I kind of miss it. I be wanting to run it too. The point guard position do be stressful. What up, Chosen? What's good, man? We see a lot of players that shoot with the meter. Their bar is crazy big. I have to do with stacking the badges. I don't know. I don't know if your badges will stack because I don't think that's the case. I don't know if the badges will open it up for you, like, or make them bigger. I think what it does for you is that it gives you an opportunity. The badges help give you an opportunity to make sure that you're in a contest. For instance, like dead eye, blinders, in a contest is not going to have as much of an impact to make your green window smaller. So I think that's what we're witnessing here, that when you do get that contest, it's basically minimizing your opportunity to green out there. We see a lot of players that shoot with the meter. I haven't used the meter either. The meter throws me off because what I notice with the meter is that what you're seeing on screen is not necessarily what you're getting. At least that's been my experience. What you're seeing on screen is not necessarily what you're going to get. So it's like there's some delay, and if you miss that delay, then or if you can't get a handle on that delay, or if it's like erratic, then you're gonna be looking at something that's misleading. Oh yeah, we're still gonna be getting together, DJ Colossus. Me and Brutal Sim's still gonna be getting together. 2K's been kind of dry. So it's it's like it's difficult to create a podcast when 2K is so dry. What are your thoughts on Green Machine 2? I know first season the badge sucked, but I see more and more people running it now. Yeah, and I think there's another badge that opens up your green window, especially in contests. Something to consider out there. I think silver's a sweet spot for Green Machine. If you guys are gonna equip it, you don't need to waste as many badge points, but I still don't believe it's one of the primary badges that you need. This is way worse on current gen too, so if it's delayed, you're screwed. I get what you're saying because I had a guy with the meter on green every shot. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that, man. I could see people greening shots with the meter. We got one of the dudes that we play with. He has his meter on and he be hitting shots too, so I get it. A stop and pop goaded, man. My fault. Yeah, stop and pop is a goaded badge, man. It's one of the key badges out there. If you're running the point guard position, this is one of the key badges for you. So it's gonna give you a nice shooting boost. I was watching the dude from 2K Lab, and he was talking about running stop and pop at least on silver. And I think if I'm not mistaken, I got the numbers for stop and pop. Let me see where did I put my notebook at? Oh, here we go. I got the numbers for stop and pop, and we can see if we could pull them up because like, that was way back when. So it's got to be somewhere. That's Deadeye, Interceptor, Blinders, Stop and Pop. It increases the edge make percentage. So stop and pop will increase your edge make percentage. So when you're like shooting slightly early, slightly late, that's going to increase that percentage there. I shoot the meter. The only time I look at it is when I get one of those curling shooting animations that helps you out. That's what's up, D-Caster. So if we got the numbers there, that means I did it earlier for the complete numbers. That means I have it earlier for the complete numbers. Can't lose for days. No. Yeah, stop and pop is on here. Stop and go. I don't know if I ever got the complete numbers for stop and pop. I wonder. I thought I would have had the numbers complete. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Let me write that down. We get the complete numbers on stop and pop. But I would have sworn I would have had the complete numbers on that. I haven't had to review stop and pop in the longest time. Yeah, I just got increases the edge make percentage, and I got the badge level, the recommended badge level. But I thought I would have had all the numbers for stop and pop, and it doesn't look like I do, which is interesting. Stop and go. Let me see if I got it here. Stop and pop. All right. So stop and pop, silver or Hall of Fame. Yeah, so stop and pop on silver increases your edge make percentage. What up, Bam Bam? What's good? What's the best back to the basket build? Stop and pop on silver gets you a 5% edge increase on your shooting percentage. And on Hall of Fame, it gets you a 10% increase. So similar to the corner specialist badge. How do you use the chef badge correctly? Because chef badge doesn't stack. So chef and limitless both don't stack. So you know, if you're shooting from that far out, you're minimizing the amount of badges that are gonna actually be able to stack. But chef, the way chef works is it's a, you know, you can move just like you would. Chef works exactly how it works, how other badges work along the perimeter. So in other words, with the chef badge, if you're just working and you want to stop and you want to pop, chef is going to activate. But when you're shooting from that far out, there aren't any other badges that I know of that are activating. The requirements for Hall of Fame is a 95 3-ball for stop and pop. So if you're using chef, there aren't many requirements. You got to shoot, if I'm not mistaken, with the chef badge, the only requirement is that when you're outside and you're taking your dribble moves and you're like playing like a regular point guard and you just want to, you know, get past a defender, stop, and then pop, you got to shoot within 1 second. The difference between chef and limitless is that chef doesn't activate on catch and shoot situations. That's one. And if you're using limitless and you're moving around and you want limitless to activate, when you stop, you have to wait 1 second before you shoot. So for chef, you have to shoot within 1 second after stopping and popping, after stopping and wanting to pop. For limitless, if you're moving around, you have to like wait 1 second when you stop, and then limitless will activate. And limitless also activates off catch and shoot. So yeah, it depends. It depends on your play style. If you're not running point guard, then use and you're a spot up, use limitless. If you are running point guard, then you may want to consider running chef. It all depends. The best big man badges. We might have to make a video on that. Let me write that down too. So the best big man badges, or if we're talking about finishing, there isn't many big man badges that you have to look for in regards to finishing. You got fast switch. You got 2K Labs just did a video on this. Fast switch S tier badges are like fast twitch, grace under pressure. I don't have my big man badges up here, but a matter of fact, I think I wrote it down. I think I may have wrote it down because your boy is always ready. Let me see. I got so many notes. All right. The only big man badges you need to finish consistently: fast twitch, back down punisher, drop stepper, grace under pressure, posterizer, and unstrippable. Some of the best finishing big man badges you need. Clutch shooter. When you're trying to determine clutch shooter, so when you see, I hope you guys understand this. I hope you guys understand a badge setup, because you guys look at the badge setup and you say, so for instance, I could look at a badge setup and I could tell you what game mode that person is running. This is because I do the studying on the badges. So for instance, if I see somebody using clutch shooter, then I know they're primarily playing rec or pro-am. They're not going to use this primarily for the park. Although it's not a lot of badge points, they may invest their badge points somewhere else. If they got Lucky 7 on, now you can't, not saying that you can't use it for rec or park, for rec or pro-am. But if you do have Lucky 7 on, then you would primarily be playing park. So when you're inquiring about, like, saying why clutch shooter over Lucky 7, is more so because of the game mode that the person primarily plays. So clutch shooter way more beneficial for rec or pro-am, and Lucky 7 way more beneficial in park game modes, because it's a lot quicker to get across half court, because it's only 7 seconds. It's only the first 7 seconds. It's going to take you a lot longer. In other words, you're going to take away from the badge just getting down court. To get past half court, you have what, 3 seconds or something like that left. So that's why you would consider Lucky 7 or clutch shooter, depending on which game mode you run. Hey, what up, Heck? What's good? Pick up my copy of NBA 2. Hey, what up, Jeff? That's what's up, Jeff. That's what's up. Zangief, what up? Jordan Wilson, what's going on? Is 7-2 or 7-3 the wave now? They are. 7-2s are looking. Hey, you know what though? Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. If your defense, if you're not running the correct defense out there, and this is against elite teams, if you're not running the correct defense out there and you got your 7-2 up top trying to guard a ball handler on a pick and roll, then you're putting your 7-2 or 7-3 at a disadvantage. I highly recommend that you guys put a 7-2 in the corner on defense, and anything that goes into the paint, your 7-2 picks up on, and everybody else rotates. I know it's hard to explain, but this is the triangle defense that we like running, and I hope we could put that on display. We had it on display yesterday when we were running pro-am. Yeah, because this allows him to get in position for a box out. And what's happening is, if you bring a 7-2 or 7-3 up to play a pick and roll or pick and pop, what ends up happening is he ends up trailing on a roll and he's out of position. He can't box out. He's the one who actually enters and gets boxed out. But if you have him in the corner picking up on anybody that goes into the paint, he's in position for the rebound more often than not. And he's also there for block animations, which is amazing. Yeah, so... Oh man, the half court setup in rec for Lucky 7 hit. The half court setup in rec for Lucky 7 does hit. But what you're doing here is, what you're trying to consider is the benefits of clutch shooter versus Lucky 7. So, like, not saying that you can't use Lucky 7, because Lucky 7 on bronze is super dope. But it's true, in the half court, if you get a timeout and you start to play at half court, then it may prove beneficial for you. But if you're running, you're inbounding from full court at the end of one court to get to half court, it takes about 3 or 4 seconds, and you only got 3 seconds the rest of your shot. Like, you only got 3 seconds to activate that badge. Outside of 7 seconds, the badge is no longer good on that possession. So this is why you may want to reconsider that, the Lucky 7 badge in those game modes. You get 13 badges on your playmaker. Nice. Trey Ganzi, appreciate the follow, man. When we getting throwback jerseys back in the shop? I don't know, man. That'll be dope. What's good, City? Any chance to get a running with you? Yeah, definitely, man. Just join the Discord if you haven't, Supersonic. But we've been running Pro-Am. We have been running a lot of Pro-Am, so and we got our set 5. Well, we got a gang of folks that are in rotation for Pro-Am. A big difference between Gold and Hall of Fame Deadeye. That's a good question, man. You know, when we like, I like Deadeye on Gold. I like Deadeye on Hall of Fame. On my other players, I like get Deadeye on Gold. But I think what I'm noticing with Deadeye, for some reason, there's some weird thing that I hit more shots with Deadeye, even though it's not activating. And it's hard to make a proper assessment on Deadeye. I wish 2K gave us these numbers. This is the shot contest or the limit of shot contest or penalty from a shot contest that will happen if you equip Deadeye. But they're not giving us numbers, which is unfortunate. And I think it's a really hard badge to test. I know I could tell you that Bear the Beast likes Deadeye working with Mismatch Expert. And he likes those two badges working together. I can tell you what I personally noticed with Deadeye. I feel like I hit more shots when I have it equipped. It's something like it just opens up my green window. But then sometimes I feel like taking it off. That's the thing. It's just like sometimes you just feel like taking it off because it don't never activate. So I don't know. It's tough. You only get gold. What is the best shooting badge sharp facility? Shooting badge sharp. What? What is the best shooting badge sharp shooting facilitator? I highly recommend that. I highly recommend that that we speak English. Nah, hey, listen. Shooting badges, I keep stressing this to y'all. Hopefully, y'all relay this out there. Shooting badges are primarily based off play style. When you start to understand the shooting badges, like I really break down these badges in the videos I be dropping from the stuff that I've learned, and I got a whole shooting badge Bible right here breaking down everything with numbers to help understand how these shooting badges activate. Shooting badges are based off playstyle. If you're a spot up shooter in the corner, you don't need blinders. It's a waste of badge points. You feel what I'm saying? Circus threes, if you're not taking leaning shots, you don't need circus threes. If you are taking leaning shots, you're putting on circus threes. If you're a taller stretch type of player and you're sitting in the corner, you may want Deadeye on. If you're a shorter player and you want to incorporate Deadeye, then you'll have Deadeye working in tandem with the Mismatch Expert badge. Play style. Somebody who likes to dribble and then crab his defender. Now the big man picks up. Deadeye and Mismatch Expert give you that boost. Deadeye minimizes the penalty. Mismatch Expert gives you the boost for shooting over the taller defender. There's only a couple of badges that don't meet playstyle, like badge like Hot Zone Hunter doesn't meet playstyle. It's just for shooters in general. Sniper doesn't meet playstyle. It's just for shooters in general. A lot of these other badges are based off playstyle. Stop and pop playstyle. If you're a spot up shooter, you're not using stop and pop. If you're just spotting up, if you're waiting for your point guard to dot you, then you're not using stop and pop. If you are the point guard, then stop and pop becomes super critical. It's just like one of those super crucial. And he's like, yeah, I need that stop and pop to increase my edge of the green window, the percentages that I hit at that. That may be a badge that I'm missing. That's probably what's going on with stop and pop too. But a lot of these badges are play style. Corner specialist is not necessarily a play style. If you're a point guard, you don't need it necessarily. But if you're a spot up in the corner, then you need it. Chef, Limitless, the same thing goes for them. Fadex, all play style. All you guys need to do is figure out how these badges activate. So if you're curious about a badge, you say, well, how does this activate? If it activates, like if you learn how a badge activates, then you need to make sure that you're ready to incorporate that into your play style. Similar to rhythm shooter, it activates off 2 dribble move combinations. So you need to make sure you're taking 2 dribble moves before you take that shot if you want to incorporate this boost into your shooting. So that's how you guys got to start looking at these badges. Blinders. If I want to equip blinders, am I ready? Am I prepared with my dribble animations to put the defender on the side of me? Do y'all get what I'm saying there? Does that make sense there? Because if you're a player that is unable to put the defender on the side of you, if you're not good at like the Trey Young, if you're not good at speed boosting or creating a misdirection that forces the defender to trail alongside of you, then blinders ain't for you. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about this stuff. It's like, all right, how can I incorporate? If I put this badge on, how can I make sure that I'm activating it? Because a lot of folks think that they're putting the badges in their shooting badge arsenal, and them joints ain't even popping up at the top right corner. So why you got the badge on if you're just trying to activate a badge once per game? That's not gonna do you that much justice, especially if you got if you got a Hall of Fame badge that you're only trying to activate once per game. It's come on, that's a lot of badge points for one time. And maybe a once per par game is different, but once per rec or once per pro-am, that's a little more difficult. And some badges may prove useful once per game in a highly competitive game where the defense doesn't give you anything. But if you're out there playing rec, which is a complete mess, you're out there playing rec, you want those badges that you could capitalize within your playstyle. My playstyle is to stop pop. My playstyle is to dribble, get open. My playstyle is to create a shot. My playstyle is to spot up. Let me stack my badges that are going to activate. Let me stack them so that they're continuously activating with the majority of shots that I'm taking. Hopefully that makes sense in a certain way. At least that's how I like to look at it. I ended up learning throughout me like getting the numbers for these badges. Everything started clicking. Like, oh, it ain't like before, like the old days. The old days, you would just be able to load badges on, and everything was like working well. Green Machine, one of the most goated badges. You know, these days it more operates in playstyle, and if you're not using that playstyle, then you're wasting a shooting badge. It's all about your playstyle. In 21, I didn't understand why blinders were so talked about, but in 22, I changed my playstyle. Now blinders is a must. In fact, I went through the same process, Kevo. Shout out to Kevo. What up, Ghost? What up, Ghost? What's good? 49ers, how many badges can you get from a build? Well, I got 41 shooting badges on this build, and I think you can get more. But the reason why that's changed is because you get that additional badge point at level 39 for the seasons. So I was able, and then the 4 badge points from college. So I was able to stack these badges on, and I got 41 shooting on this build. This build gets no finishing, but he has 41 shooting, 38 playmaking, and 28 defensive badges. This build is kind of goated, but it's small. It's a 5'10 build. 28 defensive badges is nothing to sneeze at. And this is a 5'10 build, so he gets Hall of Fame pickpocket, Hall of Fame menace, Hall of Fame clamps. Interesting stuff. Torn between mismatch expert or Deadeye. 75 3-ball perimeter lockdown. Yeah, so your perimeter lockdown is probably taller, right, Lakeem? So I can help answer that for you. If you have a taller player, for taller players, if you got a P lock, you're not going to get the full use of mismatch expert. So put that joint on Deadeye if you're torn between Deadeye and mismatch expert. Mismatch expert is primarily made for the shorter players that are going up against taller defenders, because the boost starts at, I think, 3 or 4 inches. When you start receiving a boost at 3 or 4 inches, and then as the defender gets taller, that boost gets greater. So if you're already tall, if you're 6'6", negative, you don't even need to think about it. At least that's my opinion on it. I realize that if you want to get a good idea, just go to Annie Up and look at what the sweaties are doing. That's not a bad idea. School. I noticed that you know, when you're playing against tougher competition, that's when you notice. Like we recently started playing pro-am, so that's when we're noticing differences out there. Because we're playing pro-am, we're like, oh, that's what he's using. Oh, you know, you start learning that real quick just by the play style. I would hate when you guarding me. Yeah, he's 5'10", but I want to kind of make another build. I want to kind of make like a 6'5" type of lockdown build. But I'm so reluctant. I'm so reluctant to make another build on 2K. I'm really reluctant. How can I make a center 80 speed but can attack the paint without getting bullied by a glass lock? Yeah, these are like that's a generalized question. Um, you know, if someone doesn't know your play style, they can't tell you how to attack necessarily. You'll have to know the glass lock. It ain't like all glass locks play the same, and it ain't like all centers play the same. Um, I can say that the meta. What I can say is that the meta for finishing in the paint is a drop step. So that should tell you that drop stepper badge is probably important. Pump fake and grace under pressure. So the meta is really your badge setup. So you're gonna need to adjust your finishing. The meta is being calm. The meta is letting the person jump out the gym and then you pump fake and go up. This is what we've seen out there. It's annoying to play against, but this is what we have seen out there. 2K does not honor the 3-second rule as they should, so it's easy for centers to just get into the paint, use their grace under pressure to allow them to finish at a super high rate, and have a high close shot that also allows you to get a great animation. So pump fake, layup, with drop step into a pump fake, layup. If you miss, fast, you grab the old board, fast switch gets you back up. A volume shooter, I tried volume shooter multiple times this year, yeah. I tried volume shooter multiple times and I didn't like what I was seeing. I put it all the way up to Hall of Fame and I wasn't really noticing any additional benefit from it. It's, you know, you got to take a lot of shots. A badge that's primarily made for rec or pro-am because you need a good amount of shots to get it going. That's what I noticed. Two-way playmaker, the best build. The good build. It's hard to say what's the best build, yeah. A lot of folks feel like they got the best build. And there's always somebody out there, especially when you're going up against tougher competition. There's always somebody out there to make you rethink uh that whole assessment. Yeah, what up, Ricky Turbo? What's going on? I tell you, man, them folks out there in Pro-Am, they be on some next level stuff. You know, Annie Up is one thing, but Pro-Am is, you know, that's complete team basketball. And them boys be on some them boys be on some other stuff. Lucky 7 is a good badge, but again, keep in mind the game mode that you're playing, yeah. Tyler Guy, what it is? You think Chef and Circus 3 is essential? No, Chef and Circus 3s do not. They don't activate the same. No, uh, Circus 3s won't activate on a stop and pop. So Circus 3s activates off step backs, leaners, things like that. Chef could activate on a stop and pop 30 plus feet out. So you could actually dribble Trey Young into something 30 plus feet out and pop, and you'll activate the Chef badge. Circus 3s won't activate like off a Trey Young anywhere along the perimeter. You'll have to use your right stick to do or press a tap box to get like a hop jumper or a leaner to activate your Circus 3s. PG City is back? Nah. I like running point guard every now and then, but nah, I'm not trying to run point guard in highly competitive games. I wouldn't even want to do that to the team. I still got so much to work on as far as running point guard. Ideally, it's like I have the mentality to run point guard from a coach's perspective, not from an execution perspective. Yeah. So, you know, only because we're students of the game for so long from a coach's, and you've been coached for so long, you could run point guard from a coach's perspective, but not from under that pressure of 2 lockdowns, putting full court pressing you. Nah, man. I never see it pop up. Yes, stop and pop is supposed to show up. Yep. Stop and pop is supposed to show up. Hey, what up, T Go Crazy? What up, man? T Go Crazy out there. It's just great vibing out with y'all, man. You know, talking about these badges. I think on this player, I haven't brought this player out in the longest time. But I love this player. It's just when the defense makes the adjustment, I love that he has Hall of Fame bullet passer. I wish that I could shoot like some of these other players out there, or not that I could shoot, that I had the shot selection like some of these other folks out there. My shot selection is, man, it's gotten better. It's gotten way better than in previous years. But this is probably the first year where I'm really trying to, you know, invest in increasing my IQ in regards to shot selection. And you know, I've created the build like this one to give me the most optimal opportunity to have, you know, make a good shot, or like, you know, some players just shoot slower, so you or they have to shoot closer or things like that. This player is primarily made to increase the opportunities for good shots, and I was having fun with him, but man, when that defense makes the adjustment, it is tough. And then this player can't finish. I gotta say, the most fun build and the most versatile build, which I'll show you guys right now, and if you guys want me to show you complete like the attributes and everything on this build, the most fun and versatile build that I play with is the two-way three-point playmaker at 5'10". I love that build. Even looking back, it's limited on defense, although he still has good defense. um it is just my favorite build. You know, I think of the most fun where I'm killing out there, where you feel like you're killing. The two-way three-point playmaker build is how many badges that build get. This the last build I can't recall, but it's 41, 38, 41, 38, and 28 with 1 finishing. This build, on the other hand, it gets 20 finishing, 29 shooting, 41 playmaking, and 22 defensive badges. I love this, but this build just makes me feel good, man. It's just we can't have two when like we're playing pro-am, we can't have two players that are small like that. Up top, you need a lockdown type of build. You don't want to be a liability, but this build could do it all, man. Park is super fun. The attributes on this build are absolutely great. 86 driving dunk for small contact dunks. A 91 three ball, a good mid range, a 97 pass accuracy for Hall of Fame. Man, just beautiful. The ball handle 94, speed with ball. Perimeter defense at an 88, steal at an 86. So, you know, the badges are right. 94 acceleration with an 85 speed. Just a beautiful build. I really enjoy that build. How to change your hold R2 and right stick down animations. I don't know what that means. Pro-am runs later? Yeah, I'm down for Pro-am. Yeah, it was years ago that I didn't like Rec. I started running Rec consistently at the end of my Legend run in 2K20. So that's when I started getting more into the Rec Center at the end of the Legend run in 2K20. But this year, that's all we played is Rec. 21 was a nightmare, so I barely played 21. Mountain Man 808, thank you for the follow. Ray Reacts, I'm not sure what you mean by hold R2 and right stick down animations. Yeah, I don't know what you're. Oh, my fault, Ray Reacts. The R2 button is in your size up escapes. Holding R2 and yeah, so I'll break that down for y'all. Let me help. Stick around, y'all, because this is going to be key for y'all. If y'all having trouble understanding dribble animations, I'll help break it down for y'all. Let's get in there. It's super easy to understand. As soon as you get this down, you'll understand everything. So your dribble style. Now I'm not gonna be long-winded. I promise you. I'm gonna break it down so that you understand dribbling, and execution is the more difficult part. But understanding how to activate these things is not the difficult part at all. So your dribble style, the reason why you'll choose a different dribble style is more so primarily based in play style. So you got primary dribble styles are like quick, shifty, and you got Steve Nash, and you got fundamental. So let's get those really quick. Because you got fundamental, uh, you got quick already, and then Steve Nash. Let's get those really quick just so we could. Animations. So in your dribble style, so things like Steve Nash, fundamental, those are dribble styles that you would equip if you're used to taking leaning shots. So if you want to incorporate leaning shots into your shooting arsenal, like into your just like repertoire, then you'll take fundamental or Steve Nash. But keep in mind that a dribble style like Steve Nash, he just licked his fingers. That animation happens. See that? That animation happens on almost every inbound. So keep that in mind. If you're using quick, then you're primarily a stop and pop type of shooter. So you're setting yourself up to be a stop and pop type of shooter, because quick is one of those it gives you the animation to help you stop quicker when you're outside of your speed. You get your speed boost, is going to help you stop quicker, so the badges you incorporate work better. Shifty dribble style is going to be primarily made for like slashers. Slashers get a lot of space and you create a lot of momentum, a lot of misdirection. So shifty is going to, although it gives you a wide long animation, allows the defender to catch up on the speed boost in. That's where you get the finishing animation. So that's for that. But signature size up. Now, your signature size up, and we're just going to go through these quick. Your signature size up is what you're triggering when you're not holding R2. So if you just hit left, right on your right stick, you hit left, right, and the animations that you get are coming from your signature size up. So whatever you choose here is without holding R2, you're standing still and you're pressing left, right, and down. Those are the animations that you're getting. Diagonal, things like this. Those are the animations that you're getting. What up, Dalvin? What up, Dalvin Jennings? Signature combo. I don't even think you even need to consider signature combos. For your size up escape, this is what the animations that you're getting when you do hold R2, hit left, right, and we're talking about your right stick. When you do hold R2, that's the animation triggering out of your size up escape when you hit left, right, or down. Your moving crossover happens on all moving animations. Your moving crossover, keep in mind that you got a couple of moving crossovers. Sometimes he'll dribble the ball in front, or sometimes he'll put it through his legs. So that's when you're moving forward and you trigger a crossover by hitting up or diagonal up left, diagonal up right. You'll get a crossover through the legs or an actual crossover in the front. Moving behind the back again triggers when you're moving forward. Now, keep in mind that people see behind the back animations and they think that that's the moving behind the back, but it's not. This is only when you're moving, when you're like actually moving in forward direction. You're behind the back that you trigger by diagonal down, hitting down, or diagonal right. These happen when you're moving forward. Moving spin is basic to understand. Moving hesitation happens when you're like, and this could happen even when you're holding R2 or when you let go of R2. Blessed up was good. So as you see, say you're moving to the right and you just click right, on your right stick, it'll trigger your moving hesitation. Or if you click diagonal down, it's going to trigger your moving hesitation. Moving step back, again, the same thing. You're going to have like, if you're like, say you're in the half court and you're going to the right direction while holding R2 as well, it doesn't even matter. You hold R2, as long as you're moving, you're going to get these animations that have moving in them. So it says moving step back, moving hesitation, moving behind the back, moving crossover. depending on which direction you trigger your analog stick, that's going to be the animation that you get off of your moving step back. So the moving step back, Luka Doncic, I could go in the lab and break this stuff down too real quick. We'll go so you guys could get a idea of the of the pro-am too, because you guys, I don't know who hasn't seen. What up, Black Raider, Rick Cruz? What's up? What's up? Big Greens in the chat. Yeah, they do be serious in it. So this is the arena. Missing live chat. Oh, good, Raphael. Appreciate you being here. All right, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Because I know folks be like, damn, I don't know what I'm equipping. So you're moving step back. Well, as long as you're holding R2 and you click down, that's what you get. So I got the Doncic, not moving step back, size up escape. I have the Doncic size up escape on right now. I must have been testing it. But being that I have Doncic and I hold R2 and hit down, that's the animation that I'm getting. If I hit left or right while holding R2, I'm getting the animation. And you can hit diagonal up, diagonal left, diagonal up left, diagonal up right. And you'll get those animations there to trigger it more often. When you want your moving step back animation, I think I have Doncic on this player as well. That's my moving step back. So as I'm moving in one direction, let's say I'm going right, I'll press down on my right stick while holding R2. I'm still holding R2, and I'll get that animation there. So I'm moving, hit down, and that's the animation I get. You get a nice speed boost out of it, and you can finish. Just hitting left, right. These animations that you get here. Like I have the LaMelo Ball, so this animation there is what I'm getting out of my size up package. So that thing there, that right there is just no R2. You don't press R2. You're just hitting left, right, and that's the animation that you get. So, you know what I'm saying? I love that move. I really love that move. So, you know, if you guys get an understanding of what animations you're equipping, then you say, all right, I'm going to hit him with the LaMelo Ball. So like if I get an opponent like in the middle of the court and I'm saying I'm going to hit him with the LaMelo Ball. So I'm just left, right, and then gone. I know that's my LaMelo Ball that's activating. If I'm going to hit him with the Doncic, then I'm going to do something like this. And, you know, that's my Doncic that I normally would have Trae Young or Damian Lillard on as a size up escape. Or if I'm going to hit him with a Doncic again, I'm saying the Doncic size up escape. I'm holding R2, pressing down, getting that speed boost, and gone. So, you know, it's really, what up, Corey Mo? It's really about understanding the animations that you have on and how to trigger them. Everything else is like, all right, now I know. Let me hit the lab and see how I could combo these. I want a size up escape. I want a signature size up, and we're talking about the actual dribble move. So I am going to signature size up into my size up escape and then hit him with the moving behind the back. So let's talk about that. So I just said I'm going to signature size up into my size up escape and then hit him with a moving behind the back. Signature size up and then size up escape like that, and then hit him with a moving behind the back. I'll do a moving behind the back. Like in a forward movement, you got to hit him with the moving behind the back. And that was the moving behind the back there. So it's like really understanding, saying, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit him with this size up. I got that moving step back and then moving behind the back, finish. So this is what you should be queuing up in your mind as you're going through the motions. This is what I'm going to hit him with now. And you know which signature size up you have. You know what animations you get out of that signature size up, how to activate them. And you know, like the moving behind the back, things like this. You're like, all right, I'm good now. Now that I know which animations queue up, you'll be more inclined to activate the right animations at the right time instead of guessing. You know what I'm saying? What's the best badge for dribbling? It's not a best badge for dribbling, yeah. There's not a best badge for dribbling. It's play style, yeah. Like I said, the best step back, in my opinion, for a 6'7", and again, this is going to be a matter of preference and play style, but you could do either Doncic to get a speed boost forward, because you're not going to get, it's not a fast step back, so you're not going to get a lot on that step back without the defender recovering. But if you want to move forward, if you want to use that to move forward, it's one of the fastest animations you can receive. I got Doncic step back on this player right here, and it's really the forward movement right here that's fast. But you see that the animation stepping back is not fast. You see what I'm saying? But in my opinion, I recommend Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard gives you a nice step back. Creates a lot of space, especially for a 6'7", and it has a great left-right escape animation. So keep that in mind too. Yes, man, the logo is fire. We are out here. The logo is looking dope. So, like I said, I'm not the best at this stuff. I'm not the best at the dribbling, but what I have learned, and this is due to hitting the lab, switching up on my animations. I remember I used to be scared to switch up an animation because I didn't know what I was going to do to my whole dribble arsenal. I didn't know where the animations were coming from. I didn't know what I was queuing up at a particular moment. So I had to hit the lab and find out, started at the very beginning. Signature size up. Where is the animations coming from? How do I activate my signature size up? And I started going one by one by one. And when you start going one by one by one, you start ending, what you end up doing is combining them together. So you start learning, I'm going to signature size up into my moving behind the back. So let's signature size up into my moving behind the back. See what I'm saying? So you start telling yourself this stuff. Or I'll signature size up and then I'll stop, speed boost, stop, step back, and that's your size up escape. You get what I'm saying? So you're like, you want to be telling yourself and knowing the animation, because you're never going to be good at dribbling if you do not know the animation you're going to receive. It's always going to be guesswork, and it's going to limit how you create your shots. You get what I'm saying? In Pro-Am for a limitless spot up, a sweet spot for, I mean, nah, I haven't invested much in Pro-Am and limitless spot up. So I can't even say your name. I feel like it's inconsistent in Pro. I've been shooting inconsistent in Pro-Am, although I haven't had like a primary shooter out there. I've had like a primary defender out there, but I have been shooting. I'm not happy with my shooting in Pro-Am right now. So it has me thinking of bringing out a different player, but I kind of like playing up top. So we're gonna see what we end up coming up with. Man, so dope, man. I appreciate everyone being here, man. It's super dope that you guys tune in. I want to get some Pro-Am runs in tonight. I want to get me some rest before we start up as well. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys have any questions throughout your 2K journey, join us in our Discord. I'm always accessible in Discord, and we have a ton of designated members always willing to help you guys. We have mentors in our Discord. So throughout the day, if you got a question, you don't need to search through YouTube. Come into the Discord, type !Discord, and the link will come up. Join the Discord, send out a message to one of the mentors. You put @mentor, and somebody be there to help answer your question. If not me, you can send me a message directly. I'm always accessible. But yeah, New York, I'm gonna get some Pro-Am in. So yeah, I hope you guys have a safe and blessed rest of your night. Wesley Davis, what it is. I appreciate you guys so much for everything you do. We're on the road to 60K on YouTube. It's a beautiful thing what you guys do for us here, man. Thank you so much for your love and support. I appreciate y'all, man. Facts, big facts. We're going to hit this Pro-Am.